I first came across the Bee Gees in Sydney. I went along to this venue in Sydney called the Bowl in Castlereagh Street. And Morris was there with his sister Lesley, and Morris and I got chatting. And I finished up back at the family home. You know, you meet people sometimes, you just click with them. And over the next sort of year or so, I became very close friends with Morris and very close friends with Lesley, but that's another story altogether. I also started to do some recording with them. So we started to build a musical rapport. It was always the music, you know, first and foremost. I'd already done a few tracks with the brothers at festival studios in Sydney, and then I went to Melbourne, but I used to fly up 2 or 3 times, I think. I came up and stayed over at the house and played on some tunes. I did about maybe 8 tunes with them before I set off for England.
Yeah, that was a good studio at Hurstville.
It was so primitive in these days. It was like 2-track.
Beautiful.
And
got out of it.
Yes, exactly.
I think Spicks and Specks was recorded there.
Yeah, I think so.
Wine and Women, and
And I'd already made close friends with Morris and yourself. And so we had a lot of connection. Then I decided to leave for England. And the night before I left, we all sat around this table, and they happened to be coming over to England on the same ship, but the next sailing. And it was agreed that night, really, that if I had nothing going in the film world, that I would join the band. So when they did finally arrive in February of '67, I was at the station there to meet them, and we all went back in the tube to my grotty little bedsit, and we all stood around there. And they said, "Oh, is anything happening with the film thing?" And I said, "No, not yet." And they said, "Well, join the band." And so on that day, I became the 4th BG. And that altered my life forever. Do you remember my little bedsit in Hampstead?
Yeah.
What a dump that was. With the bare light bulb, do you remember this?
They were all like, everybody, all the bands that came over were like that, in these dingy little places.
I know.
It was just somewhere to sort of camp,
yeah,
to get out and, you know, and do things, and the rents were cheap.
We were all extremely optimistic, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Like rationally, you knew there would be hardships, but deep down, I think we all felt, well, I certainly felt, that we had the goods there to make an impact.
Yeah.
It was obvious. And I think we had the good fortune there to land a contract with Stigwood, a man of great vision and great drive. And at the same time, we met Bill Shepherd.
Love Bill. Yeah, great orchestra.
Yeah, and he
all their backing.
He was a beautiful arranger, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Massachusetts, for goodness sake, that intro. Great songs.
Yeah.
Last forever.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's for sure.